Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This time I am coming your way with another video, and I am going to show you how to import the Microsoft 365 users from your users into OKTA. Normally, when you do the Microsoft 365 integration in OKTA, and then you go ahead and then do the provisioning, the next thing that you got to do is to import the users into OKTA. Why do we do that? We do that because you cannot create the users one by one in OKTA and then assign the roles to them. For example, let's say if you're working in an organization and the number of people in organization maybe 1,000 or 5,000 users in the organization, you cannot create them one by one. That is a whole like a big job for you, coming to OKTA and then creating them one by one. And even with that, you have to even, what do we call it, open your Microsoft 365 tenant, go to the users blade, and then be looking at all their names and emails, and at the same time creating them in OKTA. That is a lot of job. So let's say you are the OKTA engineer or you are the OKTA administrator. You've done the Microsoft 365 integration, you've done the provisioning. The next thing that you got to do is that you have to import the users from your Microsoft 365 tenant into the OKTA tenant. So all right, so now this is my Microsoft 365 admin center. When you come to users and you come to active users, sorry, here are all my active users. These are my active users. When you come to teams and groups and come to active teams and groups, so these are my groups, the groups that I've created in my Microsoft 365 admin center. All right, so when you come to here to my OKTA tenant, and then you come to this is the dashboard for my OKTA tenant. When you come to directory and you come to people, just want to show you something. So these are the users that I created here in OKTA. Normally what I do is that I go to my Microsoft 365, I go to the users account, the users blade, and then I just pick a name and then the email or the username, and then I'll come to my OKTA tenant and then I'll create a user. But this time I have decided not to do that, right? As I said earlier, if the users are 5,000 in the organization, it's going to be very difficult for you to be creating the users one by one. So as you can see here, I have Chris Penn here, I have Irene Chen here. When you come to my OKTA, you can see I have Chris Penn here and then Irene Chen. But you can see that we have somebody called John Mensa and Hagmensch, Natalia Adams, and you can even see that their emails are all different, right? All these people, their emails are all different. So which simply means that I created them here. Now, what I'm going to do is to import the users from all these users into OKTA. So the first thing that we're going to do is we'll go to applications, blade, and then we pick applications. Then when we come here, this is my Microsoft Office 365. We open it up. All right, so after opening this thing up, the next thing that we're going to look for is import. So here, and I have to also let you know that if you have not done the provisioning, you will not be able to import the users into OKTA, so unless you do the provisioning. So you can watch my previous video and then see how I did that. So when you come to import from the import blade here, you can see that we have what we call import now. We have clear and confirm users, 0 imported users need review, 1 imported user confirmed. When you come here, you can see it says the word Office 365 imported user and also OKTA user assignment. When you look here, it says confirm assignment. So all these things are gray because I don't really have anything out here. So now what I'm going to do next is to click on the import. When I do that, what is going to happen is that OKTA is going to move all the users from my Microsoft 365 tenant into OKTA. So I'll go ahead and then click on import now, and then we're going to wait. So normally, depending on the number of users and groups that you have in your organization, if the users are more, then it's going to it is going to take a while before it import all the users. But if the users are few, just like mine, so you see that right now it says that it has 12 users, 11 users imported, 0 existing users updated, 1 existing users unchanged, 0 users removed. So when you look at here, it says that 11 groups scanned, we have 2 new groups imported, 6 existing groups updated, 3 existing groups unchanged. So I'm going to just go ahead and then click OK. So now when you see this arrow, you see that here it says that Office 365 imported users, we have the OKTA user assignment. So when you see here this name here, Albert Adu, here the username and the email, this arrow simply means that this person is assigned to this into our to OKTA. So if I go ahead and confirm this person, then this person then become a user in my tenant. So I'm just going to look for somebody who is not currently as part of my tenant. But I also got to show you something real quick. When you look down here, inside here we have the first and the previous one. When you click on 2, it goes to the next page for you to see those are the next page, right? When you come back here, right, so this is it, right? These are my users as you saw earlier. Now when you look at here, it says 11 imported users need review, 1 imported user is confirmed. So now if I want to import, let's say Sarah Mint, I need to go ahead and then confirm this user. So as you see, it says that it says Sarah Mint, existing OKTA user specified, ignore this user for now. So if I go ahead and then check this and then I click on this again and then click on this user, what is going to happen is that I'll have to come here and say that confirm assignment. So I'm confirming this person Sarah meant to get to move to OKTA. I don't know if you see this. When I check this box, you see that the arrow turned green, and as you can see the pop-up, it says that assign the imported user on the left to an OKTA user on the right. You can assign the user to a new or existing OKTA user or ignore the user. So I'll just go ahead and then confirm this user. So now when you look at here, it says that confirm imported user assignment. Click confirm to complete the following assignment. 1 new OKTA user will be created from Microsoft Office 365. 0 existing OKTA users will be assigned to Microsoft Office 365 users. Microsoft Office 365 users will be ignored. So when you look at here, it's auto activate user for confirmation. So when I click here, the user will be auto activated. So I can go ahead and then confirm this. All right. So when you come here, you can see that the user doesn't exist any longer. There is no Sarah Mint here. And when you come here to on the left panel, you can see that the imported user, you don't see Sarah Mint here. All right, but when we go to directory right now, we go to people, you can see that yes, here is Sarah Mint. Sarah Mint has been imported, as you can see here. So Sarah Mint is currently imported into our OKTA tenant. So if I go back to my applications and go to and then go back to my Microsoft Office 365. I go to import. I can then go ahead and then decide to import this person called Lily White. So I click Lily White. As you can see, the arrow has highlighted green. I can go ahead and check this box and then click on it again, and then confirm Lily White. Now when you come up here, this is the confirm assignment. I can just go ahead and then confirm Lily. So auto activate. So yeah, I can go ahead and then auto activate Lily White. So now you can see that Lily White here currently is not found here. So when you go to the directory and then you go to people, you can see that Lily White has currently moved out here. He is now part of my OKTA tenant. So now, what do we call it? If I want to assign any application to Lily White, I can just go ahead and then assign the application to Lily White. When you look at the groups, this is communication department. But before that, I also want to show you something real quick. When you come to groups here, all right, you can see that all the groups that has the Microsoft icon or Microsoft 365 icon here is simply telling you that what all these groups were moved from Microsoft 365 here. So let me quickly go to my Microsoft 365 tenant and then show you the groups that I created. So when you come to the teams and groups, and you come to active team and groups, active teams, you can see that we have the administration group, you have the all company, we have the communication department, finance department, and staff. When you come to the Microsoft tenant, you see that we have the staff group here, we have the administration group here, we have the communication department, and then we have the finance department, all company, and we have the Azure ATP technical administrators. So these are the groups that I've already created in my Microsoft tenant, right? Let me quickly show something. Active groups, yeah. So so whenever you do the importation, what is going to happen is that it's going to import all the groups also, and it's so I can never stop liking OKTA. I'm going to be honest with you. You see that here it says groups. They are all part of my Microsoft active teams and groups. When OKTA moved it moved them to the group list. It did not move them to anywhere. It came directly to the group list. So I can go ahead and then look for the communication department and see that here we have Lily White, who is part of the group. When you come to my OKTA, my Microsoft 365 tenant, and I just want to show you something real quick. This is the owners, okay, and you can see that Lily White is a member of the communication department. So what happened was that when I imported the group, Lily White is now part of the what do we call it? It brought Lily into it. So now what is currently happening is that when you look at here, Hilda Mans, James White, and Mike Bush, the reason why when you come to the OKTA tenant, you are not seeing them in the communication department is because when I go to the application here and I go to Microsoft Office 365 and I go to import, you can see that I have not yet imported Mike Bush, Hilda Mans, and that what we call James White. But if I want, let's say I want to import Mike Bush. Look at what is going to happen. Mike Bush is part of the communication. He is a member of the communication department group that I created in my Microsoft 365 tenant. So when I come to my OKTA tenant and then I come to where can I find my, yeah, this is my bush, and then I check this box, I can go ahead and then confirm the assignment, auto activate. Perfect. So when I come to groups here, the groups blade, and I go and look for the communication department, you can see that here Mike Bush has been added to the what do we call it, to the communication department groups. So that's one of the things that I really like about OKTA. It is I don't know, this integration is so good. So if you don't know how to do this, you know, just like the step by step that I've shown you, you can really what do we call it, take the steps or follow the steps and then do as I'm showing. So if I want to go back again, and then, so currently you can see that in the communication department group that I created in my Microsoft tenant, we have the Lady White and Mike Bush. So but when you come here, I still have two people, James White. So let's go and then move James White back. But when you come to when you come to people directory and we come to people, you can see that Mike Bush has been pushed to the people page. When I go back to my applications here and then go to Office 365, I can go to import and then look for Mike James White. I can go ahead, check this box, and then go and then confirm James assignment, and then auto activate James, confirm James. And the next thing is that James has been moved. So when I go back to the directory and I go to groups, you will see that the communication has increased to 3. So as you can see, the number of people in the communication group here is 3. When I open it up, you can see that James White has been pushed here. When I go to people and I come to James White, I go to James White profile or account, I can see that when I go to groups, you can see that James White is part of the communication department, right? James White is part of the communication department. This is so cool. You know what I'm saying? This is really cool, and I'm going to be honest with you. I like this about OKTA. When you look at staff 2, if I go to my OKTA, my Microsoft 365 tenant, and I come to open the staff, and then I go to membership and I go to members, you can see that James White is also a member of the staff group. So you see that when I pushed James, when I imported James and I confirmed his assignment, and then I came to I move him to the tenant, you see that even though he is part of the staff group that I created in my Microsoft 365 tenant, coming to the OKTA tenant, you see that the staff group here, James is also part of it. As you can see, James here is also part of the what we call the staff group. So that is one of the simplest way of doing the importation and how to import the users. So at the end of the day, I am not really going to be creating users all this. There is a lot of users here, and for example, let's say you have close to like maybe let's say 10,000 users who are going to use the OKTA. You don't need to be creating the users one by one in OKTA, and no, you can just go ahead, go to applications, and then you can go and import import all the users, and then bring all the users to this side. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can bring all the users to this side. So here you can see the 5 imported users. Now it has shown that there's 5 imported users and you have 7 imported users. So basically that is how you do the importation. Right now, if I decide to let me quickly show you something. For example, let's say I had some, let me pick Cerament. Let's say apart from the Microsoft 365, let's say I had a different application. I can go ahead and then assign application to Cerament. So let's say assign application. I don't really have any application yet, but if I was having any application installed, what we call it, integrated, I can go ahead and then assign up that application to Cerament. So let me intentionally, this is going to ask for a URL. Let me see, servicenow.com. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, so I need to copy this and then paste this one also here. Let's see. Okay, now this is not really working. It actually want the tenant URL. Let me see if I can get a different application and then show you how that is going to work. Let me intentionally use Canva. All right, that is Canva. And then do I even, let's see if I got Canva here, canva.com. all right, I'll just go ahead. Okay, let me go ahead and then sign into Canva. All right, so I'll go ahead and copy this, come to the OKTA tenant, and then paste the base URL here, go to next. What did I say? Okay, let me take this one off, go to next, and then I can go ahead and use email. Done. Okay, so now I have done the OKTA integration. I can decide to go and then do the provisioning. I can do the provisioning later. So let's say now I have OKTA. So if I want to Canva, if I want to add Canva to Sarah, assign Canva as an app to Sarah, I can just go ahead and go to assign application, and then you see Canva. I can click on assign Canva to Sarah. Done. So when you come here, Sarah has two applications assigned to her, which is really nice. And yes, and that's one of the things that you can do when you have the applications. When you already have the applications, you can just quickly assign application to the user, and if the user goes to their dashboard, they can see that, right? You can see that. So that is how you import the users from Microsoft 365 into OKTA tenant, and then also assign the application to the users. If you like this video, please go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel and also like this video. All right, thank you.